Hi there everybody, Paul here from Hill Country Rings. Today we're going to be making a ring on Damascus steel using wood from the 2011 Final Four floor. So let's go in the shop. It's cold out here. So this is a piece of the floor from the 2011 Final Four NCAA championships, and that was I think pretty historic, because I believe there weren't any top seeds in that Final Four, so that was kind of unique. But yeah, this is a piece, and it's been stamped in here. It's got the hologram on it. I got of course the certificate of authenticity, and we're going to be cutting a piece out of this and putting it on a Damascus steel core. And Damascus steel is where it's steel. It's been several pieces, been shaped together and forged together, and makes all these cool patterns in the steel. I don't know if you can see that, but it's really pretty cool. Going to make a really nice ring. But the first thing I need to do is that this wood is on like a chipboard backing, so I need to pull this backing off. I need to get that off and then cut up these pieces, at least some of it, into ring size blanks. So let's get started on that. Well, we've pulled the chipboard off. It actually wasn't that hard. So if anybody wants a piece of chipboard or little pieces of the chipboard from the 2011 Final Four, wow, sure, let me know. But it came off really easy. I thought it was going to be glued, but unfortunately it's got these monster staples in it, and I've worked with these before, and these are boogers to get out. The best thing I could do is just maybe cut around them. So I'm going to cut up some of these pieces. First I want to separate these board pieces, and then I'll cut some blanks out of the wood, but I'm going to cut around these monsters because they are bad news. But I think I make a bunch of ring blanks, and I think I'm going to save at least this board here, because this has the etching in it and the little hologram, so at least keep some of that. So we just take a screwdriver here, put it into that hole right there, the wedge, and pop them apart. Not a big deal. This guy. There we go. I am gonna try to cut these guys off so I don't rip my hand up on them sometime in the future, near future. So at least I'll do that. Take them out, pulling them out. At least that one's coming out. Whoa, there we go. Is it gonna pull out? No, they're pulling out. That's interesting, because usually these things do not want to pull out. Let's go ahead and cut them up. We got a crack right here, so I'm going to cut past this crack to start the first one. So here's a piece of that wood, and it's a beautiful piece of wood too. This is really nice, this maple. So, but it's pretty thick, and I do a lot of mostly inlay rings, and if I look at the inlay width, this is a pretty good size ring here. It's about 6 millimeter, just about. And this guy right here, even with this little inlay here, or inset on the bottom, he's at 17 millimeters. So I'm going to split him down the middle. I can make 2 rings out of this piece. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for a couple of these. I'll just split them right down the middle with the bandsaw. Now to do this, I open up my bandsaw pretty wide, so he's got a pretty good throat here. And this is the piece that had that staple in it where it cracked, so I pop that off, and actually I can make at least, well, still probably make a good ring out of this guy. I just cut this off here. But I'm going to go ahead and cut him first, And to do that, instead of trying to do it with my hands, I use a clamp. I just kind of clamp him down like that. Nice big clamp, and then I'll just run him right through the bandsaw just like that and split him. Now I got a bunch of pieces to make rings out of. So I'll take a piece here, and that's what we're going to make out of this ring out of. And first thing we need to do is take him over to the bandsaw. We're going to bore him out to fit this ring core. So let's measure him. And he is 23.6. So we're going to take a 23 millimeter Forstner bit, and we might have to bore him out and then make him about 23.7, so he'll have room for the epoxy. So let's do that. We'll take him and bore him on the lathe. All right, let's chuck him up in the lathe. Our 4-jaw chuck, nice and flat there, and we tighten him down this way and this way, and then we'll tighten him down this way and this way, so he's nice and secure all the way around. Alrighty, now we just got a Forstner bit checked up. We'll move this guy so he'll be out of the way, and then put that in there, and now we're just going to bore him out. All right, this hole now, if I measure it, he is at 23.12. So, because the Forstner bit, that's a little bigger. You get a little bit of biggerness. So, or 23.9. But we need to be 23.7. So what we need to do is pull off. Let's call that 23.10. So we need to pull off 0.35 on each side. So what we're going to do is, I've got a boring bit here. We're going to pull it in till it just touches the inside of that hole. Oh, there's like a little remnant from the cut. So we're going to put him, so he just touches, and we're going to touch off. Then we're going to turn on our DRO. We're going to pull him out this way, 0.35 millimeters. So let's do that. Now the width of that channel is 6 millimeters. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our boring bit in till I see the back. When he just peeks out the back, I do that. Okay, and then this other DRO, we turn him on and zero him. That's the 0 point. We're going to pull this way 6 millimeters, and then we're going to bore this way. So let's do that. So we pull in 6 millimeters. And then we tighten him down so he doesn't move, so he doesn't jump around. And then we bore this way. it does is it gives us a little shelf right here, and this inner part right here should be just about 6 millimeters wide, so that'll fit right around that ring core. All right, I'm a little thick, and that's okay. I'm gonna, because whenever I cut, sometimes I get like a little bit of a tear out here, so I'm gonna sand this off right here, this finish, and get him down to just right about 6 millimeter. So now we just take him to the bandsaw. I'm going to cut right here and right here with the grain, just right here and right here, so we can snap him. And the reason we don't cut all the way through is if we cut all the way through, that bandsaw takes away some of the wood when it cuts through. That's the saw's kerf, and we don't want to. We want this to be a perfect circle around our ring. So we're going to break it, and then we'll bond it all together with two-part epoxy, and you won't even be able to see that crack where it broke. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and do our relief cuts. Now we just take this piece of, I got a piece of aluminum, nice good edge here, and we use that to break the wood right there, using those relief cuts as a guide. Trying to break it right in the middle, and nice clean break is what we're looking for. And this is pretty tough wood. Oh, there we go. Breaks nice. Okay, let's just see how we're fitting here. We might need to do a little bit of sanding. That's okay, you can always sand off more, but you can't put any back on. Right in that spot. Doesn't take much. Yep, see, it doesn't take much, but now it fits perfect. And he fits really nice. Now we just do this other side here. You'll do the same thing. Alright, let's just go ahead and make some little scratches in here on the inside of the ring, the wood, so I get a good bond. Just, this guy's really rough on the inside, so I don't need to do that on him. But just so the wood has something for the epoxy to bite into. Just do that. Now we just clean the ring wood and the core with denatured alcohol, and we always start on the wood just to make sure he's nice and clean, and let him, he'll dry out. That alcohol dry off in a few minutes. Doesn't take long, but just to get any dust off of him, what we're trying to do. Alright, then we clean the core. Make sure he doesn't have any oil or anything like that on him, which he could, so make sure we get him nice and clean. See how he looks. Oh yeah, he's pretty clean. Alright. Alright, now we just take our patented jeweler's tool here, $29.99 on the website, and use our two-part epoxy. A little of that. And a little of this. Equal parts. And we just get them good and nice and blended. Epoxy and the hardener. Alright, and we put some on the, we got it good blended, we put it on the wood, the inside of the wood right there. And there we go, a little bit right there where the wood bonds to itself. To feel like that crackle be. Don't put a lot, just a nice even coat is what we're looking for. Put it all the way up. Then we put it all the way around the core, the metal core. And we do this so that we don't get a dry bond. I mean, I know I say that 100 times, you probably heard it, but we want to make sure that we have a good wet to wet bond so that we don't have any dry spots. We don't want any dry spots in the epoxy. Make sure that it gets a good even coat all the way around it. Doesn't have to be a thick coat. We don't want it just lunching out, but we do want to make sure we don't have any air pockets or dry spots. So that's just all the way around. And I want to be careful not to get any on the outside of this ring, because getting epoxy off of a Damascus steel would be kind of an adventure. This stuff, because it's basically just pieces of steel that are forged together. All right, let's put that guy there. This little fella there. And we're going to give him a twist. Give him a squish. And then try to get some off the outside. Oop. Try to get any excess off that we can while we can. It'll just make cleaning it that much easier. Alright. Spot right there. Right there. Alright, then we just put them together with little mini DeWalt clamps. Clamp them together. And then we just let them sit overnight, because this is a 24-hour epoxy. This just got to dry overnight or cure to get good full bond, and then we'll take it to the lathe and we'll work the rest of it. Alright, it's the next day and the two-part epoxy is nice and cured. I was real careful not to get any of it on the inside of this ring, because this is that Damascus steel, so that would be a booger trying to get the epoxy off of that. So now what we're going to do is take this guy to the bandsaw. We're going to cut away a lot of this extra wood, then put him on the lathe and turn him down till he's flush with the metal, and then we'll put on some finish, sand him, polish him, make him look really pretty. So let's get started on that. Now we're going to apply the finish, and I'll usually show part of this but not all of it because it's kind of boring and it takes a while. But I'll let him turn on this slow turner, this rotisserie there created, And I usually just use the Glue Boost Fill and Finish Thin. It's made for fixing guitars, so it's pretty tough, it's pretty flexible. And just use like a little cut up pieces of shop towel to apply it. So I turn it on, let it spin slow, and just apply a layer, let it cure, apply another layer, let it cure, and repeat. So we apply the finish on him. I will say that this ring does have a pretty pronounced joint, the crack. It just didn't squeeze together right. I'm doing this for myself, so I'm going to go ahead and go forward with it, and use the buffing compound and get them nice and clean and polished up. But I wouldn't send this out to a customer. I would strip this wood off and redo it. Well, alright, here's that piece of the 2011 NCAA Final Four court, and here's the ring that I made out of it, and it's on Damascus steel, and it came out pretty nice. I will say I made this ring for myself as a test, because I just got this wood to see how it turns, and it turns pretty good. I did have like a little, the crack where it joins together is kind of evident, and I wouldn't send this out to a customer. I would redo this ring, but for me, I don't mind wearing it. In fact, I like it. But if you would like a ring made from the 2011 Final Four court, from the I think I got 2024 NBA All-Star court, from a lot of Major League Baseball bats, stock of an M1 Garand, several different Battleship teak wood, check out hillcountryrings.com, because I do all custom work and work with heritage and legacy woods. If you'd like to comment and tell me what kind of ring you'd like to see me make, I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to like and subscribe, that would really help the channel. But in the meantime, I'd love to make a ring for you. Thanks, everybody.